Welcome back to Crystal Clear. I'm AwestruckVox, and I think it's finally time we talk about something that a lot of people are probably mixed on. For as incredible of an episode that Steven Universe Change Your Mind was, it has 3 key moments with 3 characters that some people may not exactly be happy with. Can you guess what I'm talking about? Can ya? It's not Bismuth, it's not Peridot, it's not Lapis. Yes, I'm referring to the diamonds, and how they finally got redeemed. Something that we all kind of saw coming, but the show definitely took its time building up to. Well, at least for yellow and blue. We'll talk about white. Now, people were saying that diamonds were redeemed all the way back in Reunited, to which I even made a video stating, no, they're not redeemed yet. Something that was proven by the episodes Familiar and Together Alone. They didn't see Steven as Steven, they saw Steven as Pink Diamond. And the second Steven and the Crystal Gems misbehaved, Yellow Diamond went full Oprah Winfrey. You get poofed, and you get poofed. Everyone gets poofed. But of course, by the end of Change Your Mind, Yellow, Blue, and White all got their little redemption arcs. So now I want to ask the age-old question. Should the diamonds have been redeemed? Now, before I go any further into discussion, there's one thing I have to make clear. Part of what makes the diamond redemption such a complex situation, and why some people may not be happy with it, is that the show is continuing beyond this point. But Change Your Mind, for all intents and purposes, was a series finale in case they didn't get renewed for more seasons. In fact, they even revealed on the podcast that Change Your Mind was the end of Steven Universe in terms of the story they wrote in 2011. Everything they had planned out concluded with this episode, and going forward, everything will be different. It's a brand new story, a brand new outline to follow. And before I lay everything on the table, from my perspective, knowing that Change Your Mind could have been a series finale, and it was the end of the road in terms of what Sugar had planned out, not to say future seasons won't be planned out, I'm sure she wrote something new for them, but I was okay with it. If this was how the series was always going to end, then I'm fine with the fact that Diamond's redemption came at this point. However, there's a lot to go into. The Diamond's redemption goes far beyond any other redemption arc we received up until this point in the series. Whereas Lapis, Peridot, Topaz, or Blue Zircon all had their own little redemption arcs or change of heart, they're just cogs in the machine, servants for the Diamonds following orders. The Diamonds, however, they're the head honchos. They're the one who makes the orders, the ones who create these gems, and thus they're the ones responsible for thousands of years of genocide. So many nameless faces assumably just wiped out the star maps. They're dictators, they're tyrants, and regardless of Steven's intervening, their actions are downright evil. Since the show is going on, I don't necessarily believe that Diamond Redemption is over yet. I think future seasons will explore them actually changing their ways. Steven sung in Familiar. He's going to show them the error of their ways and stop their terror across space. But I'm not exactly sure if that was accomplished in Change Your Mind, which leaves whatever lies ahead to actually explore that and explore the gravity of what they've done. But let's go off each redemption in the order they happened, starting with Blue Diamond, who, let's all be honest, was always the most likely to be redeemed. People were already screaming a redemption arc when she appeared in Steven's dream, bawling her eyes out and warning Pink Diamond. Our proper introduction to Blue Diamond was seeing her when she was vulnerable. And as everything happens from Steven's perspective, it was Steven for the first time seeing an enemy vulnerable right off the bat, by extension, empathizing with her. Blue Diamond missed Pink Diamond dearly, so it's no surprise she would be the most overjoyed after learning of Pink Diamond's survival. And thus, as we learned she did in the past, it's pretty easy to give in to Pink Diamond's wishes, giving into Steven's wishes. Above all else, as we witnessed in Change Your Mind, Blue Diamond just wants Pink Diamond to be happy. And once she realized that she made Pink Diamond miserable, which I'm not sure how you don't see that by locking her in a prison tower for days on end, even if days are just like hours to the Diamonds. If this was a consistent thing, then yeah, she would be miserable. Blue Diamond finally connecting the dots that Pink Diamond was so unhappy with living on Homeworld that not only did she get her own colony, but created a double life and staged her own death. Yeah, that's going to deeply affect someone and realize, oh, maybe the way I'm doing this is pretty messed up. This way of life is messed up. Pink Diamond is still Blue Diamond's family, and above all else, Blue Diamond values her happiness. So siding with Steven and truly hearing him out, yeah, it's a no-brainer. But then there's Yellow Diamond, and here's something important I want to bring up now. Blue Diamond was the only diamond redeemed by Steven talking to them directly. The other diamonds came around to Steven only after listening to others or realizing their own flaws, both of which are especially true with Yellow Diamond. Now, unlike Blue Diamond, who had continuous seeds for her redemption, Yellow Diamond's was a bit more fast-paced. If anything, it seemed as if Yellow Diamond would take the longest to turn, based off of everything we know going to this episode, not everything after. Yellow Diamond never seemed like one to listen to logic or reason, as we saw in Message Received, and she's someone who excels at repressing her feelings. But just as Blue's weakness was pink, Yellow's weakness was blue. Yellow Diamond clearly has a deep, intense love for Blue Diamond. She clearly hates when Blue is sad and mourning, even if she's trying to mask that concern by forcing Blue to move on, as we saw in That'll Be All. That being said, of course Yellow Diamond was shocked when Blue Diamond turned on her and began to get physical with her. How can someone comprehend that? The person you love the most, that you've been there for the most, that you put so much time and energy into, just betray you like that? Their fight was definitely a breaking point for Yellow Diamond. It was the accumulation of Pink Diamond's actions throughout the last 5,000 years. All of the grief, all the hardships. Blue Diamond questioning Yellow's intentions. If Yellow really cared about Pink, this is why a fight broke out between them in the trial. It seems as if Yellow Diamond took any doubt as a personal attack against her. And it's only when Blue Diamond here fights back and manages to fully vocalize how she feels that Yellow Diamond herself acknowledges the doubt within her, that she no longer begins to repress her feelings. In reality, Yellow was suffering just as much as Blue. Now, whether you want to see Yellow or Blue as a romantic pairing or a sibling pairing, because I know both interpretations are out there, and really, I get both 100%. There's no greater pain in the world than seeing your own partner or your own family in pain, especially pain you caused. So when Yellow just saw Blue Diamond on the ground, her body smoking from Yellow's attack, it finally broke Yellow. Things were never supposed to get this bad, especially not by my own hands. Yellow's redemption didn't come from Steven. It came from her realizing that Blue Diamond's suffering didn't just stem from Pink Diamond's absence. It stemmed because Homeworld in itself made Blue Diamond miserable, and Yellow couldn't stand for that. Yellow Diamond could clearly bear with herself being miserable, as long as Blue was happy, but the second she realized Blue being miserable came from more than just one sole thing, that it was the entire system, I think that's when she no longer took a stand for it. So yes, Yellow Diamond's redemption did come a bit fast, and I can definitely see how some people feel like it wasn't unearned. But when we look at it as Blue redeeming Yellow and not Steven redeeming Yellow, and looking back at all their interactions, it makes perfect sense that Yellow would turn as well, that she too would be open to change. Finally, let's talk about White's redemption, which I do think can be perceived as a little rushed. We only had 2 physical appearances of White Diamond, the end of Lectureman Homeworld, and here in Change Your Mind. Her not even being name dropped until the latter. As the ultimate villain of the series and this chapter of Steven's life, the ruler of all gemkind, you'd think she should have been mentioned much sooner, maybe even appeared much sooner. At the very least, I think either an appearance of her pearl and a name drop during the events of the trial would have been a great introduction to her character. Now, I think White Diamond's redemption is actually the most unique of them all, because it didn't come from her talking. It didn't come from her listening to anyone else. White Diamond's redemption truly came from herself. That's the thing about White Diamond. It's even elaborated in the Steven Universe podcast. She didn't listen to anyone because she thought her worldview was 100% accurate. She's on top, Pink Diamond's just playing some little game, she's not really gone, and I, White Diamond, am not the cause of this pain. Any issue she has doesn't come from Homeworld. It comes from the fact that she's acting like a child, that she surrounds herself with inferior gems. gems. That she likes being the best of the worst, which obviously was all wrong. It took committing attempted murder onto Steven, ripping his gemstone out, and said gemstone forming into another Steven for White Diamond to finally realize everything she knew was wrong. We theorized on this channel White Diamond was in hard denial about everything, and that ended up being the case. She's never been wrong before in her life, so why would she be wrong now? Finally being wrong about something, and something pretty major, left White Diamond vulnerable. How can she even begin to process any of this? And it was only once she realized her entire worldview was broken, shattered right before her very eyes, that she was finally willing to try something new. This isn't just my interpretation either. This seems to be exactly what they were going for, according to Joe Johnston's Tumblr, who, for those of you who are unaware, works on the show. Ultimately, the Diamond's redemptions are unlike anything we've seen in the show before because, with kind of the exception of Blue Diamond, all their epiphanies don't come from Steven. Steven's the catalyst in all of it, sure, but he's not the direct cause and effect. That being said, I'm not surprised that they were willing to heal the Crypto Gems. They realized that if Pink Diamond was feeling this way, of course other gems might be feeling that way, and if Pink Diamond sees value in them and their feelings, then maybe we should too. With all of this said, should the diamonds have been redeemed? My personal answer is yes, but we can't ignore the fact that even if the Crypto Gems are healed, even if the diamonds are on the same page with Steven, they still didn't touch on anything about their colonization and what they plan to do now. And the fact that all that organic life they took is gone forever. There's no going back from that. If this was the series finale, I think the show would have trusted us to believe that when the diamonds got back to homeworld, they re-evaluated everything. Cross gem fusion, colonizing planets, shattering gems, and then forcing them together into one big geo-weapon, and that they truly changed their ways. However, since the show goes on, if we don't see that, then we don't really have a reason to believe it. I'm not sure what the diamonds not being redeemed would have done for the series. On one hand, I do think a diamond could have sacrificed themselves, maybe even White. If Yellow and Blue were just following orders, that kind of makes them look a little less harsh. But at the same time, perhaps White was following orders from whoever created her. She was just doing her own purpose. But that still can't undo death. And that's where I really have to say, I don't know if we can be sure if the diamond should be redeemed or not. Right now I'm leaning towards yes, but that doesn't mean I will when the Steven Universe franchise as a whole comes to a close. But for the story they were trying to tell, of course the diamonds would be redeemed. A show whose themes are all about talking things out and avoiding conflict couldn't end any other way. It'd be kind of anticlimactic for those themes to just go, oh, and then yeah, White Diamond shattered, Yellow Diamond shattered, Blue Diamond shattered. However, that doesn't mean season 6 and beyond can have a new overarching theme. Maybe a theme that sometimes you have to fight. And as Steven does age, such a mature theme may be a bit more appropriate. But what do you guys think? Do you believe the diamond should have been redeemed? Are you okay with it? Are you not? Let us know in the comments below. Or you can tweet your thoughts at Roundtable Vids and at me at AwestruckVox. We're also on Instagram. You can help the Roundtable grow by either becoming a member of this channel or supporting us on Patreon. Link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please throw it a like and subscribe to the Roundtable so you never miss any Steven content. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. AwestruckVox, signing out.